Hi guys, good morning to everybody. This morning is the 9th of July 2025. Crazy Market Talk with KEL. Be crazy with crazy. All right, guys, this is the moment of truth. Today we're going to have a lot of market information to share, and we're going to tell you more in detail. But before that, the self-disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management. At the same time, we'll talk about the crude oil later for the revision session. Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the market news right now first. I think today's a lot of market news. Okay, so let's just look at the global market. Wait a minute, let the screen turn in. Okay, here we go. Okay, the S&P 500 ended Tuesday little change as Trump tariff policy keeps traded on the edge. Now we know that Trump is a really like a uh, colloquially we say that it's like a roti prata man because he really changed his stance practically every other day. Yeah, it's really incredible. So we all know that one moment Donald Trump says that on Monday he'll push the tariff deadline to August the 1st from July the 9th. Okay, so again he pushed back. So the market was happy initially. Then later again he said that the deadline is not 100% confirmed. So which means that he said that oh maybe it will change later, which is like what the then after that, on Tuesday, he posted on Truth Social, which is an interesting thing. He rather post it through Truth Social, which is a is a social media. So rather than coming from an official statement, he come out from Truth Social that there'll be no change and extension granted on 1st of August. So become a very strong positioning again. Then after that, right, on the same day, which yesterday, he announced a 50% tariff on copper imports, which I told you guys the next market to go up will be copper. And truth be told, he's following the script. Now, I've been saying this over and over again that he is actually following a script. So the next market that he will be attacking will be the crude oil market. So watch out for that itself. That will be something very interesting. So the thing is right now that he has slapped the 25% tariff on the South Korea and Japan, and of course some countries have retaliated. But then again, it seems that the market is not going to care too much right at the moment right now. All right, so the thing is this, you can see Donald Trump, he says that he will impose a 50% tariff on the copper import and there'll be more to go, okay, doing this, all right? Say today we are doing copper, so believe right now is 50%. So by saying this statement itself is telling you that hey, today we do copper, tomorrow we do something else. And truth be told, he said the next one will be pharmaceutical. Oh my goodness, okay, and 200%. Oh gosh, what, Panadol from $2 to $5? Ah, gosh, I don't know. He needs money, lah. That's a fact. And being when he need money, he can go crazy, and it's good. So to me, it's all the tariff, right? It's actually really implying that Donald Trump really want to bring down the companies who have been doing well over the years, and also want to create what I've been saying, the stock market crisis. I think the fastest way for him to really restart everything and get all his rich people to help him back is to really create a stock market crisis. Yes, by doing that itself, right, you may say it's crazy. Why would they benefit from there? Well, it's a lot. So think about this right now. If they sell the share price at a high price, and then when the price come back down again, they buy at a cheap price, they still own the company, right? But they get it, their profits is there. So if your share price is at $200 right now, I sell it at $200 and I buy back $100, I save a lot of money. And that is something that I believe he's going to do. And I'm not kidding you because we all know that right now Jeff Bezos is selling $666 million of his Amazon stock as part of the 25 million shares unloading, right? So by selling 3 million shares, only 3 million shares, that's worth $666 million, all right? And there's more to go, yeah? So 3 million shares, okay? And he's selling up to 25 million shares to next year, May 2026. So tell me again, why is he selling shares? Why is he getting out? I mean, this is very clear. If your company is making money and you're already semi-retired, why are you selling shares and why must you sell so much? Now, if you need some money, to keep in the bank because you just got married, fine. I mean, 50 million was his cost. But the thing is to sell 665 million. Tell me again, what's the real reason? So all this tells me that you just need to be more careful because it is true that right now, right, with Donald Trump being so eccentric and now wanting to do things like this, we just had to be very, very careful. Now, one thing interesting is that the yield didn't really move much. The yield actually stays around 4.4%. All right, I am still advocating that the yield will go back up to 4.65%. Rationale because I believe that the market will know that there's no much money left and the what do you call there'll be no further lending of money to the US bonds unless the yield is more attractive than stock market. So now the thing is this, the yield is at 4.4% as we look at the current price level, and we compare this still 4.4% compared to the stock market, which is not moving at all right now, right? So it makes more sense to be actually involved to take the money out from the stock market. So if there are more tariffs coming in and the stock market may dive and the yield is at 4.4%, then I think it makes sense. That means that if the stock market can go down by 10 to 15%, the dollar can go down by another 10%. That will give the no room to anybody else but to invest some money in the bond market. So in order to force the investors to come in, he has to put light up the stock market. Do you agree with me? If you agree with me, press one. If you disagree, just say no. All right. I want to hear your view and opinion right now. Now, I'm not advocating this for my personal bias on the stock market, but I think it makes sense here as you can see that. I mean, there's four corners of investment itself. We're talking about the stock market, the bond market, and then the forex market, the commodities market. So this four market itself, you can see that he is definitely making his his jigsaw puzzle towards the bond market right now because he has no way to force the Federal Reserve to do anything, right? So he had to do something different. All right, so of course we know that the tariff happens and that basically decline the real wages, slowing down growth, and the central bank has to work it out. We all know that. And it's fact. Japan itself is suffering because the inflation is getting higher and higher each day, and the real wages is going down. That means that the purchasing power is no longer there, and people are getting worried. And of course, we all know that they have this white hair issue. So all this thing tells you that Japan might be suffering, and that's why I'm adamantly short on the Nasdaq on the Nikkei. Yeah. All right. So we can take a look at Nikkei right now. A quick one on Nikkei, just a quick one. Let's take a look here yourself, and you can see for it. Just give me a moment to get it up. Okay, take a while. Yesterday, the bond market recovered. Yeah, the bond market recovered because of the dollar. But then I think it's just only temporary. It wouldn't really be helpful at all. Okay, let's look at the Nikkei. All right. So look at Nikkei. This is the Nikkei cash market. You can see that it's still hovering about 39,600 area. Yesterday it rebounded, but today have gained back the gains again. So I believe that the Nikkei has a very, very strong chance to see a much lower level. I believe Nikkei will fall to 38,000. Now, of course, it won't be like tomorrow thingy, but I think that the next few months, the Nikkei has the capacity, the ability to go down to 38,000 to cover this chocolate bar over here itself. All right, so 38,000 is my personal view on the Nikkei. All right, so let me just take a quick picture on this. I just want to remind myself on that. Okay, right, done. So Nikkei 38,000. Yep. Okay. Right. And then the thing is this, we have something more on Elon Musk. Basically, Elon Musk was informed by the India government to order 2,000 accounts to be blocked, including Reuters. That's interesting. Reuters is an information center. So for them to block it, that means that they are also worried that certain information may slip to the country, right? Due to the censorship itself. This is really incredible. Oh, China producer price index has fallen to 3.6%, the biggest drop in 2 years as deflation deepened. Oh my goodness. So let me take a look. It's the latest one. So as I mentioned to you is that right, China definitely the producer index will have to go down because they when I was there, the you can see it's really very devastating. I mean, there's a lot of condominiums and estates are really emptied, and when you go to the shopping mall itself, right, more than what 60%. I'm not kidding you, 60% of the stores are either working half day or not working anymore. It's very scary for China if we tell you that as well. And all the bigger provinces, right? They are okay, but the cost of living is expensive. A simple dinner between three-person is right. Singapore may cost you maybe we go for our little restaurant will cost about $100, $120. For China itself, easily it's a $200. I don't want Sing dollars equivalent. Very scary. And of course, now people are getting pissed off with Elon Musk because Elon Musk is going to do his new party, and even his most hard bull analysts Dan Evis says that he tell this Elon Musk to really get out of this politics, and Elon Musk reply him to tell him to shut up. Okay, all right. So this is really crazy, and you can see from the share price itself, you can see this how the Tesla is. Okay, so I am still very bearish on Tesla. I repeat, I am bearish on Tesla. I think Tesla will hit 238 in the near term. Today we are at 297. I say fine, no problem. But I believe that it's just a matter of time. We'll see Tesla coming down to 238. Now, what is that so? Because first of all, the production of Tesla is not coming in. Second of all, people are getting really loose, fading faith with Elon Musk with all his crazy antics every other day. And of course, I mean, you're the richest man on earth. Fortunately, you are. So that's why the market still can accept you. But the thing is this, we all know that the richest man on earth cannot really fight the strongest, I mean, what's called most powerful man on earth, which is the president of the United States, right? So if let's say if the Donald Trump really want to go for him itself, right? There's many ways to skin the cat, and I think that that will give a problem here itself. All right, so that is my view for the macro picture. Hope you like it. All right, so let's just go to the stock market right now and see what we have for today. Okay, now let's look at the index right now. Now this is the Dow Jones this morning. There is no pivot this morning, no pivot, yeah. Now when there's no pivot, what do we do? That means that we use the OP as a guide. The OP will be used as a guide. For 44,246 will be the OP price. Hence, therefore, below OP, sell. Below OP, sell. Okay, below OP, sell. It's as simple as that. Yeah, nothing much to dictate about. Now, but KEL, the KSI is green, the KCX is black. So how? That means sell small. So example, right? You have, let's say, $200 for this trade. Okay, then you divide it by the range. Range is basically the entry to stop loss. Okay, then you take this figure divided by the contract size. Contract size. Okay, you will get your X lot size. Okay. All right. So give an example. Let's say now you take $200, okay, and then you have a 50 points. Now 50 points, you put a stop loss of 50 points, right? So you get by right is 4, correct? But then you need to divide by contract size of 100, so you can only trade 0.0. Wait, sorry, trade by 10. Yeah, wait, 10. Then you trade 0.4 lot size. Now this is only available for AIMS, yeah. Because AIMS, the contract size itself is 10. So in case you don't know what's contract size, let me show it to you now. You go to the Dow Jones, right click under the specification. Okay, bring it down for you. You can see it better. Okay, can you see the contract size itself is 10 over here? So which means that, right, when you take your bullet divided by your range, okay, you will get your so-called size. Then you must divide by the contract size that AIM provided. Then of course, then you trade. In this case, is 0.4 contract. So which means that if you want to short the Dow Jones right now with a stop loss of 50 points, your maximum your maximum size of trading is 0.4 plus 0.4, okay? But because if you're shorting the market but the KSI is green, so what you need to do, just cut the size at 0.2 or 0.25, just trade smaller than the 0.4 that you calculated earlier. This is the right way to do. Okay? Don't need to really do another part of the half. Don't need. You just feel yourself. You think that the market is going to go down, but you don't take too much risk. So from the calculated 0.4, you can just put a 0.2, 0.23, 0.28, even 0.32 is fine because you are just reducing the amount that you're supposed to trade because the KSI is against you. All right, all clear? If clear, press number 2 right now. Okay, all right. Okay, so while the KSI is green, you can see that the market went down to earlier was 44155, and then it rebounded back again to 200, came back down again, but again. So there is a lot of buying at the moment because there are funds in the market, yeah. But then the thing is this, that it depends on the buying itself is genuine or it's just basically trying to get more contracts to be on the sell side. Now for gold this morning is a bit different. Gold has pivot. The opening price is 33.02. The MLP is 33.20. Hence, therefore, buy right itself with the KSI red today will still be a selling day. Now, yesterday when the gold opened up, I told you guys many people think that this is a reversal tail. Hence, therefore, they believe that this is going to push the gold higher. I told you be careful on this sort of policy because this sort of thing is a traditional way of trading that is in the past. But when you see our KSI is red, you know that something is very wrong. So once the market goes below OP itself, no matter what you tell me, I'm a seller. Okay? And then after that, when the market breaks down, let's go lower, right? Okay, so for today, will it be the same thing? Well, it's going to be the same thing. If the market stays below OP, you're going to be a seller. As simple as that. Okay. Now the upside itself is MLP, which coincide together with the pivot one. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. And the thing is this: if the market is to go up, right, it has to go all the way to the pivot one level because that is the MLP also. But to come down is easier. If the market come down, right, it will come down to the pivot two at 32.79. So which means that if the market do break down, I think that gold will go back down to 32.79 again. And when it hit that price, I think it's a very lovely price to buy because I still as a big advocate on gold, and I think that gold will go up eventually. All right, so that is my view on gold. Now we skip on oil because we'll talk about this shortly. So I skip on oil. Now I'm bringing into you the Nikkei market, right? That's on the Nikkei market earlier. It was the cash market. This is the CFD market, yeah. Now Nikkei this morning opened at 39,896, but today now it's trading at 200 points lower, in fact 250 points lower, and it has also broke is now testing the MLP from yesterday. And this MLP is very closely stacked with the pivot one. So which means that if the Nikkei continue to fall, the Nikkei can fall all the way to 39,359. Yeah. And another 300 points. Okay. Then the next thing is that the next MA itself is actually at 39,205. It's very close, stacked with the pivot 2. So which means that the MA30 and the pivot today is very linked together. And I suspect that if there's going to be any heavy selling these 2 days, I think this figure 39,200 will be tested. Yeah. But because the KSI at the moment now is green in color, so it's kind of difficult to expect to fall or have a free fall. It'll take some time. Okay. Now we've been covering euro and dollar yen. So today we cover the pound. Now, interestingly, you may ask, I thought the US dollar is coming down. How come the pound is actually going down? Because there is something that is in the economy that making it very worrisome right now for the UK market. So that's a reason. Number two is that you can see that when the price was surging back then, remember I told you there's an elephant trade. And truth be told, the market really sell down and came back down and triggered everything. So again and again, I told you guys our case, this elephant trade is very powerful, really very powerful. Okay, so you mustn't play with it. Yeah, should be here. Yeah, that's why the market came back down here. Okay, so now the thing is this, if you look at the charting right now, it's going down when the market is going down. Okay, fine. No problem. The market is just performing what it's performing. But the thing is this, right? If the market just fails to stay above OP, then there's a very high chance that if it's going down to here itself at 1.3580. Okay, this is where the pound would be heading if the selling continue for their own personal problem. Okay, guys, thank you very much for listening to me this morning. Thank you. We will take a short break and we'll come back to do the US crude oil, which I think that you really need to hear it out, and then we can make some money from the market. Okay, see you then.